And everything nowadays, majority is battery operated. Can you give me some examples of what some of what you guys have or Battery Evo would be good for?
Absolutely. So we do. Before I get into the technical side and the SKUs of the products we carry, I'd like to talk a little bit about who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we've been around for about 7 years. Our headquarters is based in Los Angeles, California.
Great place to be.
And the great thing is all the products, everything that we do, they're all manufactured or made in America, which is...
Are most not?
You'll be very surprised how outsourcing works nowadays, especially
Really?
with what's happening in the economy with the inflation. People are always looking for solutions to keep the cost down.
Is it cheaper to get things made here in America as opposed to elsewhere, or is it better? Let me say, is it better? I don't, from an outsider looking in, which one is best? Which one would you prefer, or should we go with sometimes?
Well, generally,
especially for this.
Absolutely. Well, generally, what happens is other countries, depending on what the cost of labor, what the materials costs are, it's a lot cost effective for a product to be manufactured elsewhere and to be brought it out here in bulk, and then do the distribution given how much margins you have. This organization, it's one of the very best that I've came across.
Yeah.
What they do is they mainly focus on the lead times, and they're also able to provide a better solution for a very great cost compared to our competitors that are out there. And they manufacture everything out here. And in return, what we're able to do is, especially with bigger industries like the construction industry, the hospitals, whichever needs a battery, we're able to get them that end product as quickly as possible instead of delaying 8 to 9 to 10 to 20 weeks.
Because it's already here.
It's already here.
So you just got to ship it out. It gets there a little bit sooner than anything.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure everybody understands this, but during 2020-21, the lead times went from 4 weeks to like 20, 30 weeks because we had a lot of issues with our supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, guys like us, organizations like us, we were able to get the product delivered to our end user as quickly as maybe 4 to 5 to 6 days.
Yeah.
And that was very rare at the time.
Okay, nice.
So that's one of the biggest perks that I see. And most importantly,
lead times, you say. Stephanie, I saw her eyebrow go up on that.
So my mind always goes, because I've been in this space for so long, when you're talking about outsourcing, I found the problem with other companies that want to outsource to save money. And again, when you run a business, you need to make money. That's the point of running a business.
Absolutely.
But most of the time when you're outsourcing it to other countries, it's because they don't have labor laws that protect their workers.
Exactly.
And so you're building your company on the backs of other people that you can pay less, have not good working conditions. So you're telling me, because we're in the United States too, you're also making sure that your company's not being built at the expense of other people.
Correct. And
you know so much. You see that? That's why you here. Look at that. You know things. Go ahead, my bad.
It's also quality control as well.
Correct.
When it's close to home, it's easier for us to, whether it's enhancing our research and development or doing revisions, everything's very easier as opposed to waiting for the delays. Because sometimes when we're dealing with the other side of the world, there's a gap of time, the 24-hour difference. I'm from Sri Lanka, so when it's 12 here in the morning or in the afternoon, it's 12 o'clock at night over there. So those guys are sleeping.
Yeah.
So just being here hands-on, being able to control things, it's much better for us to, in return, get our products onto the market or into the market as quickly as possible. And that's the whole goal.
Nice. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. I can dig that. So what's one of your main products you would say that the average individual would be purchasing or would utilize the most when it comes to battery operated things these days?
Yeah, great question. And we do have, I would say, about 8 to 10 SKUs, different types of batteries that we offer. Again, it's Battery Evo. The whole point is the evolution of batteries.
Absolutely.
So we try to cater to all different markets, all different types of needs. And right next to me, you see this 24-volt battery. This is very commonly used in mostly vehicles like golf carts. or similar.
There's a lot of golfing
similar-
going on nowadays too. So what golf carts, Brian? You probably know the answer to this. What kind of batteries do golf carts normally carry in them?
So golf carts, they're going to use 36 volt or 48 volt batteries. Some smaller golf carts could. It just kind of depends, but usually the most common is going to be 36 or 48. I would say more 48 volts. And then what you would do is you'd probably get 2 of these batteries inside of this golf cart, and you can get some pretty good range, 30 miles, 40 miles. Some of our battery Evos could even get you 50-mile range.
Can you? That's
It's been done. It's been done. You get I think it's with the Falcon. I think there's a Falcon.
So if you
somebody on YouTube, I don't know their name or their channel, but they did manage to put some Falcons in there. And, they floor it, and with enough power, is able to get a wheelie up.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and people are getting a lot of range on these things. And then, again, like even if you needed more range, it's so easy to just take one out, put one in. So while one charges, you could just swap them out. So golf courses or things like that, it's easy to just like quickly swap them out.
Nice.
But I do know that I think in the East Coast, it's getting pretty popular where I think the laws are changing where now you could use the golf cart like as a car, like on the road. So people are just ditching their cars, and if they just need to get around the city really quickly, like in their area, they're just switching to golf carts entirely.
And I would definitely probably
Yeah.
want the faster golf cart
Yeah,
for that.
faster and range. I think range is the bigger.
That's
is
the
the
main
bigger
thing.
aspect because you don't want to be charging, you don't want to have to be stopping. So I think range is the bigger thing that people are looking for
Right.
over speed because you're not really going to go too fast on a golf cart.
True. That's true.
I saw that somebody was doing that to avoid the school drop-off line. They started using golf carts
Really?
now.
Yep.
So we
can-
got another market there.
Look
Who
at
needs
that.
to save time?
I
Yeah,
think,
in that
I
golf
think
cart.
some states they allow the high schoolers. I think if you're 16 with a driver's permit, you're allowed to drive a golf cart on your own. Yeah, so no, you don't need supervision or anything like that. So I think a lot of people are doing that. So there's some high schools, I forget the name of one of the high schools, but the whole parking lot is just full of golf carts. All the teenagers are just driving golf carts.
Oh wow. Look at that.
That never would have happened in my day.
Don't even get me started on my day compared to
My
this
day.
one. Don't even.
Back in my day.
Please, that's a whole nother podcast episode. Do you golf, Kevin?
I do. I used to do a lot, but not anymore after I got 2 beautiful daughters.
Nice.
They're young, so I'm living that father life.
Yeah.
But before I forgot, I did want to add something to what Brian was saying. Fun fact, in fact,
Yeah.
in 2017, we actually did manage to get into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay.
And one of the battery-operated vehicle that they tested out had the longest duration, which was very efficient.
How long?
So we do have.
It's probably super long. Who knows? We don't
want to
know.
quote on the time.
Yeah.
It's a technical thing. However, that's one of the best accomplishments that the company has
Nice.
acquired over the years. So what we do is, just going back to the technical side, our research and development team, we're pretty big on that. We invest a lot of money into enhancing the technology to assure that we bring that big lifespan into every unit that we put out.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest factors when it comes to these products. And our retention rate when it comes to our clientele is pretty high as well. And right now we do have units going out the door, and we're trying to keep up with the demand. So we bring in more labor and keep outputting these units.
And I think that's a good point back to what you were saying. Sometimes we think that living green means you have to be out in the wilderness,
Absolutely.
like building your
Yep.
own stick.
Right.
And you guys are breaking down those barriers that you can pursue this lifestyle of being more green, being healthy, having a positive and environmental impact, but not sacrificing any of the lifestyle choices that are important to you.
For sure.
So you can have all of that. And I hear
Yep.
that's what you're saying.
Absolutely. So talking about doing the whole wilderness thing, that's just one aspect. Now let's talk about the construction industry. Let's talk about the DIY type of projects that a lot of people are doing nowadays, because everybody wants to go off the grid. They want to do their own thing, reserve power as much as they can. There's a lot of states that I actually jotted down. If you look at states like Texas, Ohio, Minnesota, Michigan, these states, they do have a lot of power outages. And we have one of our best sellers. It's called the Walrus system. And it's a pretty impressive unit. And
Nice.
this unit can pretty much distribute a lot of power.
And keep it going and light something up for the long haul.
Exactly.
With that. Okay, yeah.
And in those states, we do have these units that are being dispensed like hot cookies. And I do want to address and highlight a couple of things about this unit. It's a complete system that's 110 to 20 volt system. It's all in one, and there's power outlets on the system or the packaging of itself. So you can plug something right into the surface of the unit and get power right out. Or using an inverter, you can directly plug it into your distribution box. And when the power goes out, depending on a little bit more equipment.
So slow for me. You got it. I see. I don't. You started to lose me. The average, you losing me once you started going into inverters and adapters and.
Can I translate as the middleman?
Sure. You got
I think I understand.
Okay, give it, and that's why. Give it to me, Steph.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you, because I'm from Ohio, and my grandpa worked for AEP, which is the biggest electric supplier in the state of Ohio. And one of his biggest jobs, he was a lineman, was to climb up and fix the poles in our numerous storms that we have. So what I'm hearing from you is we're not just powering RVs that want to be out in the wilderness. We're not just powering golf carts for people that want to golf.
Yeah.
But we're providing people's houses to keep going that face weather issues, so they can still charge their phone, not lose all the. Do you know how many times we've lost food in our refrigerator because we had a power outage?
Somebody
I'm from
else,
Ohio.
Somebody else was telling me that.
He's saying, if I understand him, they're bigger than that.
Yeah.
They can power your house with their battery packs, so you're not losing your food. You can charge your phone no matter what the weather conditions. Did I get it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Am I hired? Am I hired?
Now, see, that makes sense right there. Okay,
I think I can use a little bit of hand on the whole
I knew where
side.
he was going with it, though. I got the gist of it, okay? But you brought it home. Okay, nice. So the Walrus is one of the main...
Yeah, it's one of the best. And just to add to something that Stephanie was saying, sometimes, especially in those states that have a lot of snow, you have power outages, and your cars, you got to keep them warm. The oil has to be kept warm for you to operate. And these are the struggles that we've seen in the past. And when we get a lot of demand from those types of states, they're always saying, hey, we need backup, we need backup. And the problem that they're having with these generators that are gas fueled is that, number one, it creates the fume.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Correct.
And quite frankly, we don't want to tap into more natural resources, because just like the batteries, the earth core has a battery life too. And that's something that I heard on Joe Rogan one time.
Okay.
There's going to be limited resources that we have. So it's always better to substitute those power resources into something like a battery that's much more efficient, much more effective, and you can take that power and use it for a longer period of time. So the other big market that we see a lot is the solar powered homes and the owners. What they do is, a lot of people don't know this, mostly when the solar panels are installed, most homeowners don't want to invest the additional amount of money to get a battery backup. Because what happens is when you can't store that power that's coming from the sun.
Do most homes get solar? Do you have to be in states like over here in the West Coast in California? So can you get solar? I'm from Detroit. Can my Detroit home get solar and operate?
It's your preference. I mean, depends on how much sunlight you have in those states.
Yeah.
Now,
so like Seattle's not really doing solar like that.
Right. The market varies. It depends on where you are, especially in Southern California. I mean, there's a lot of people living here, and it's much better to have solar panels. Number one, it's a great tax write-off. You do get certain spiffs and allowances from the government that's given back to you. Plus, it's clean energy. It's all about green energy.
Right.
So it's vital that when you put solar panels on, you restore some of that power that's coming from the sun that's being transmitted to the house or transferred to the house, and you store some of that in case of a power outage. Because you can have the solar panels working, but in case of a power outage, you're still not going to have power.
And so you'll need an extra source. So you look at that. Keep going. My bad, Kev. I'm just learning at the same time. Go ahead.
So we have a lot of those clients, and that's one of our that's one of our big segments that we focus on. And we have different systems. We have the Rhino, we have the Walrus, and then these are the different SKUs, like the ones that are sitting next to me. So it's a broader subject, and I wish I had enough time to break down every single product.
Yeah, so, you know, you don't got to do that. I trust you. I trust what you guys going. But I appreciate this breakdown though, because like I said, these are kind of things we've been discussing, and we're trying to learn about, the different battery sources to be able to keep so much going on our healthy green lifestyle living journey that we're getting ready to take. Well, you already been on it for 20 years.
I'm just taking you along.
I didn't know. Now I have to strap on and go. Kev, I appreciate you. I want to bring our other guy up here too, our other Brian. But hey, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. But before I go, I want to thank you both for having me here. And right now, during this season, we have a phenomenal promotion that we're running. So
nice.
Strongly recommend anybody to tune into our website, www.batteryevo.com. And we have some amazing deals, so check us out.
Hey, appreciate you, Kev. Look at that. All right, we'll add the round of applause in there, in the idioms. Oh, there we go. Where you been with the clap? We should have been here. I should have got a clap at the big. Okay, well.
I need one.